money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Thanks for checking in here on a Monday. We're live in Vegas. Circa Resort at Casino is the spot. Paulie's fired up. I'm fired up. The world, I think, is fired up for the NBA Finals beginning on Wednesday night. Game 1 in San Antonio. Spurs,
no doubt,
favored over the Knicks. And we go out now to the progressive guest line as a longtime friend of the show and the network, professional sports bettor, and a man who has been a lifelong fan of the Knicks with season tickets all the way back to the 1980s. Paul Bovey joins the program. Hello, friend. How are you today?
Doing great. Looking forward to the next however many hours till we get started. And Paulie, I want to clear the air right now. I am going to attend all 3 games because I know that question's going to come up.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, I am.
Oh, so if it's game 6 and it's 3-2 New York and you're offered 40 or 50 grand, you're going.
Paulie, I'm going. I did sell my Ranger tickets in 1994 when we defeated the Canucks. I used to have Ranger tickets. And still to this day, Pavel Bure, I'm still feeling guilty about it. So I could never do this because I'm a much bigger Knick fan than I ever was a Ranger fan. So I will be attending all 3 games. In fact, I'm thinking of upgrading my seat to game 3.
Now, what would that entail?
Yeah, no kidding.
Probably about 5 dimes.
Wow.
How close are you going to have feet on the hardwood?
No, you can't touch feet on the hardwood for
less than 50.
It's probably I've read 50. I'm going to say 400, 500.
Yes.
Hold on a second here. I thought, don't you have 3 season tickets?
I do have 3. I took on a partner in 2012 because I didn't want to go through the daily chore of putting them online. I did that for years, and I got too many things going on during the day. So I took on a partner. Basically, we split them down the middle. He'll take 2-1 game. I'll take 2-1 game, and it works out.
Okay.
You deserve a lot of credit because there were some awful years.
Cool.
So you had 9 straight losing seasons. You had the Isaiah Thomas debacle. The list goes on, and that long stretch where they only won 1 playoff series. 1. And it shows you how much they love basketball, that the Linsanity thing was a national story for 3 weeks. Did you ever say, how many times did you say or think about, I can't do this anymore. This is a terrible product, or they're never going to turn it around, or they're never going to win?
I can't say I never thought about it. I always, it's fear of missing out. I always knew if I gave up those tickets, and as I said to you during the break, everything comes around. It's the most dangerous words out there are it's different this time. No, things come around full circle. So I knew the days of the 90s, those days would eventually return one day. I didn't know when. I was hoping it was going to be in my lifetime, and fortunately, it has.
So what are you going to do for Game 1 then? I'll give you an example of the NHL Stanley Cup Final tomorrow night. T-Mobile out here in Las Vegas. Of course, the Golden Knights are on the road. They're hosting like a huge party, as all these cities are going to do, right? I would love to be at T-Mobile tomorrow night with like 18 other thousand fans watching the Golden Knights play at Carolina. Are you going to do anything like that? Where are you going to be watching the game on Wednesday?
Actually, I'm going to be in Saratoga with Massaro. So we'll find a spot. And if he's rooting for the Spurs, which I think he will be, I'm going to have to remove myself and watch somewhere else because I can't be around anybody cheering. And Massaro tends to get a little loud and boisterous at sometimes. So we'll see how that plays out. So I'll be in Saratoga over the weekend looking to cash a few tickets, and then I'll be back in time for Game 3.
We had Linda Cohn on, and she's a little bit concerned of what they're going to do to the city if they win this. And they haven't won it since 73. Would you be concerned about your safety, Game 6?
No, it's just, the worst that's going to happen is they may set a few garbage pails on fire or climb a pole. But, generally with these celebrations is they're kind of tame. it's just a couple of unruly guys, and, drunk, and this is what they do. I'm not worried about my safety, and where I nestle myself in the city, I'm pretty protected, so I feel good about it.
I don't know if you heard the Linda Cohn spot last week, but she also brought up that in her estimation between like 10 and 45%, wide range there, but 10 and 45% of Knicks fans are all Fugazi. What do you think about that?
Yeah, you know how it is. Everybody climbs aboard the train during these opportune times. But yeah, and as far as, you just made a point. Do I need to be amongst throngs of people and go to these watch parties? Absolutely not. If I watch a game in New York, let's say I end up one of the games, this third home game in OKC, I'll just take a seat at the bar and I'll look for a kind of a nondescript place where I can get a beer or a bottle of wine and just sit down. I don't want to be amongst these lunatics. It just doesn't do anything.
No. You're going to be shotgunning beers with the 20-somethings after the Knicks win Game 6 at home, and you're probably going to be passed out on the streets.
The 20-somethings don't look at me anymore. That's the problem. I used to get like 4 out of 5. Now I get like 1 out of 8. So, savor the moment. You know what I mean?
Sure. So, Brett, you have a future on the Knicks. Break this down, how you think this can go, and keys to the series here, how you see it before we get to bets.
Okay, so, I've learned to separate my fanhood from my wallet. So I'm backing the Knicks, and it's not because I'm a fan. I've done a good job with that. I did not wager on them. I did not back them against Philly, but I did back them over Atlanta, and I did back them against Cleveland. In fact, I was on the show, and I said if they got the right matchup against the Cavaliers, it would open up around 250, and I would pile in, and that's exactly what I did. This is the right matchup. I didn't want OKC. I got the Spurs, a team that they have clearly dominated in the regular season. They outscored them by 34 points. The one game that they lost, 134-132, they led by 11 points going into, or should I say 9 points going into the final quarter, outscored by 11. But what people don't realize is Josh Hart and Mitch Robinson did not play in the game. Now, those two guys in the other games, 33 rebounds in 92 minutes. The Knicks are a much better team when Mitch Robinson is on the floor. Their offensive rebounding rate is 39.4 versus 28.6 off. And the Spurs in that game out-rebounded them on the offensive glass 11-10. The Knicks got the better of it, 41-28 combined in the 2 wins. The Knicks could very well win this game on the glass, and they will dominate the boards. No question about it. The thing I don't get is the love for San Antonio. And I think a lot of bettors, they may have a losing experience with the Knicks, or they don't believe in the story, and they want to be there to pick up the pieces when they fall. I'm not one as a gambler to stand in front of a train. And right now, the Knicks are a locomotive barreling down the track. They are clearly the best team in the playoffs, 120 points a game, 24-point average margin of victory, 52% from the field, and bestively allowing just a smidgen over 100 points a game. I wouldn't be getting in the way of the Knicks right now. Their game has actually picked up more since these teams last played, which was a 25-point win for the Knicks, where they held San Antonio to 41% from the field. They're the more experienced team. No, they don't have home court, but yes, they should win this series. And the more love I see for San Antonio, the better I feel.
Well, why do you have a problem with? I don't understand why you're not. They beat the defending champs. They have the best player in the series, and they won 60-plus games. Why don't you get the San Antonio hype?
Because the Knicks have dominated this team. I mean, that 134, 132 win is tainted because you didn't have Hart and Robinson. And I firmly expect Robinson to play. I had a broken pinky.
Yeah, he'll play.
And it would be a problem if it was an index finger or a thumb, but it's a pinky, and I think he will play. So I get the love, but I don't get the love when they're going up against a team that has clearly been dominant. That's all.
Okay, so I must point this out. I'm trying to find the score right now. That NBA Cup finale that they won by 11 points. I mean, if you want to say that the Knicks led that other game by, the Knicks outscored them by 6. The Spurs led going into the fourth quarter.
35-19.
Yeah, the Spurs were right there, if not the better team for 3 quarters, and the Knicks took them apart in the fourth quarter.
All right.
But you can't have it both ways. I mean, you just can't, right? You got it, right?
What if I question the competition?
Okay.
Can I do that in the East?
You could question. Okay, so let's go there.
No, hold on. Hold your
team.
thought.
You're gonna
hold
go
your
on
thought.
the tirade.
Hold your thought. Yeah, because I can never tell where this is going to go. You need at least 2 segments every single time that you're on the show. Otherwise, you're going to be unhappy. And I get it. Great content as always. Paul Bowie, you're going to remain with us for one more segment here on the Progressive Guest Line Professional Sports Bettor. Yeah, you're right. We're going to get into all of his bets.
He was going to go off there. Okay.
Absolutely. You're going to get his rant right there. And also, he'll tell us about all of the bets that he has added for the NBA Finals coming up next year. And Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
So you're listening to this podcast because you want an edge. But what if I told you you're only halfway there? You've got the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Here's the thing. Pro bettors spend thousands on data and tools, but what they don't want you to know is you can get the same edge for a fraction of the cost with VSiN Pro. With VSiN Pro, you get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using VSiN Pro to cash more bets.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Coming up in 15 minutes, Chris Bellm's going to join the program. We'll get a rundown with numbers, projections for the most wins in the month of June. Games don't start until later on tonight, so you still have time to bet. I know 3 books that have it up still, Circa, DraftKings, and Caesars. And so far in 2026, got there with Atlanta in April and got there with Milwaukee yesterday in May. So 2 for 2 betting this market so far this season. And I have to be honest, I don't love the month of June, but we have bets anyway. We have so many angles to get into, Paulie, after what happened Saturday night and going into the NBA Finals.
I like a couple teams. What's the first thing you look at? Odds? Schedule?
Schedule, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
That's the first thing that I look at.
Okay.
Overall, who they're playing and how many times will they play.
Tampa jumped out and Seattle jumped out at me.
Okay. Seattle's one of the teams that I looked at.
Yeah?
I think you can make the case for here's why I don't like June. You can make the case for 6, 7, 8 teams this month.
Okay.
I don't like that.
Milwaukee again?
Yeah, you can make the case for them.
Yeah.
You really could.
Doable schedule.
You brought this up earlier. Here's a tweet going back to, I think this was 2023 from Shams. The 76ers are waiving Julian Champagnie to sign Mac McClung. They plan to sign McClung to a 2-way NBA contract out of their G League Delaware Bluecoats affiliate, sources told The Athletic at the time. On the cusp of the dunk contest appearance, McClung gets called up to the NBA. Again, you're seeing all of these moves now come out. Which teams get it and which teams don't? Are you kidding me, Philadelphia? You had Champagnie, you also had McCain, and then Morey at the time said, I'm pretty confident this is the ceiling for McCain. Good job, guys.
Selling high was the quote.
Selling high, yeah, on him.
Trading a guy so you can...
Yeah, there you go.
Just to make sure he wears a Sixers uniform in a dunk contest.
Yeah.
Oh, he's been spectacular.
Why is Alex Caruso not a member of the Los Angeles Lakers still?
Oh, bad move. Big whiff by Pelinka.
Horrific move by
Horrible
the Lakers.
Job. Absolutely.
And it's funny how the Spurs and the Thunder are 2 teams that... I saw this, by the way, people are saying... If Presti calls, just hang up the phone.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
It's a lot like the Rams. Don't answer.
Yep. Ben said, this is from Sam Quinn, Ben Simmons field goal attempts in Game 7 of the 2021 Hawks series, 4. Holmgren Saturday night, 2. I don't even know what we were watching with Chet Holmgren.
We've never seen it before. Not to that extent. For a big-time player who's a champion, who's in all these commercials, as I said earlier, he hit a jumper 90 seconds into the game. He took one shot the rest of the game, and he wasn't in foul trouble. He's out there getting major minutes.
Yeah. Remember how we mocked Ben Simmons for how it appeared as if he was scared out there of the moment?
Yeah, he didn't want to get fouled, go to the line. Yeah, the
sure,
yips.
he was embarrassed about that stuff. Had the yips, right? What Holmgren, that was Chet Holmgren in real time. And people are still calling him like he's the second. Reggie Miller on the broadcast. Chet, you're the second best player. Is he? I don't know. I thought it was a lock, obviously, coming into the season that Chet, second best player on the team. I have no idea.
No, Williams is better.
Oh, when he's healthy, no question about that.
No way.
I'd say Wallace might be better.
Yeah.
A.J. Mitchell might be better.
He didn't steal his lunch. He stole his soul, is what he did.
Absolutely,
He
Paul.
wanted no part of him and was scared.
And to expand on this, from Josh Eberle, again, Chet, 2 shots. Ben Simmons in elimination games for Philadelphia, 18, 8, and 6, 9 of 15 shooting, 21, 8, and 6, 9 of 13. Over the years, it got a little bit worse. Only took 5 shots and 6, but 4. But he was actually still putting up pretty decent numbers. Chet had 4 points, 4 rebounds, no assists. How is he even getting? Why is he getting run in the series? Totally scared to death of Wemby and that dunk that Wemby had, where he just somehow floated gracefully in the air,
Right.
which felt like about 10 feet. That he just coasted and then double-handed, just like, how does that taste, pal?
Yeah, but that's how good the Thunder are. I mean, he needs to hit that long 3 to send it to overtime, or the series is over. You have 2 huge injuries, and you get that performance out of Chet. And Dort was awful and unplayable, and it still goes 7.
Yeah.
So that's why I think this is a big step up in terms of offense. Now, OKC is so good defensively, and they turn you over, and it leads to easy baskets the other way. That's not going to happen with the Knicks. But what the Knicks have done offensively, and like Nick said, offensive rating of 123, they are just dialed in and in a zone, and something we've never seen before in the history of the sport, what they're doing right now. So there are so many guys where you say, go ahead, I'll give you that all day. Good luck, make it. That you can't do that and back off all these guys, and there's 8, 9 guys that can score for the Knicks.
That's right. And also, I'm pretty confident that I'm not going to call it a lock, obviously, and I can't even prove it, but if the Thunder were not banged up, I'm pretty sure they're playing the Knicks starting Wednesday night. I don't think
they are. You can say that.
I don't think they lose
no
the
problem
series.
saying that. Yes.
Yeah. Sean Grandy, play-by-play voice of the Boston Celtics. The final numbers on OKC's title defense: 4-8 against the Spurs, 71-14 against everybody else. 36.4% of their losses. 8 of the 22 were against San Antonio.
Yeah, matchup problem. I love what Windhorst said. You can play a one-man zone with them.
Sure. That's a thing, right? Like all these teams can talk about going small. How do you possibly? They can have Wemby out there and they could have 4 different spud webs if they wanted to.
Yep.
Doesn't even matter.
That sequence at the end of the game was nuts. It's like he can just contest and roam, and all these guys are going to offensive rebound, miss, offensive rebound, miss, offensive, and they couldn't make it.
Yep.
Just because it's like you see those shooting drills where a guy would hold up a broom, and that's what it is. It's like you're trying to shoot over a broom when 7-4 is coming at you and extended and arms and everything. Good luck.
Well,
but it also got hairy though too. Number one, he's got 5 fouls with 750. The Cornet block was
oh my
all-time.
God, total game changer.
That's going to be a 4-point game.
Absolutely.
Then they come down and score the other way.
Yep.
And then they turned it over, had 2 key turnovers there with about 90 seconds left, and then with 40 seconds, they have numerous looks to cut it to 3.
Actually,
but they couldn't hit one of them.
As you were talking about that with the broom, you got to shoot over that. I'll make my second Olympic basketball reference on the show today in 2024 in Paris. Steph Curry, the gold medal game.
That's right.
When he went nuts, and Wemby is like this. He's 7'5", and he's got his hand up, and Curry is 6'3", and he's just got to go, okay, here you go. I'm just going to lock, and he made it. It's one of the all-time great photos. But nobody's Steph Curry. So Sam Block on X. Here you go with nailing these picks. Keldon Johnson in 2019, pick 29. Vassell, pick 11 in 2020. Wemby, of course, no doubter. Castle, 4th pick in 2024. Harper, second pick this year. And by the way, Carter Bryant, you can tell, is a very good basketball player.
Yeah.
He absolutely gets it, and he is going to get more and more playing time and will be a significant contributor. I don't know, maybe in the finals, but absolutely next year that kid's going to get a ton of minutes. Another pick that they hit. Yeah, I mean, that's 6 in a row, basically. Josh Dubois, Dylan Harper's 84 points in this series are the most by a player age 20 or younger in a Western Conference final since Magic had 87 against the Sonics back in 1980.
That's my guy. Not Stanford.
Who, Magic?
Magic's underrated. We forget how good he was.
No, he was amazing.
Especially what he did in the finals when he was playing center. So the other question is, what does Fox do? Now, is he healed with the ankle, and can he make more of an impact and a difference?
Well, he's got 3 more days here. So.
Yeah, if he's giving you that too, I would say good luck. But it's also that I'm on a max contract. It's like, do I really need the guy? I mean, I got Harper and Castle and Champagnie, and it's like, okay, I'll be fine without him. What Harper's doing isn't supposed to happen. But you have to hit on the picks. You're right. But again, I don't like what Silver did here. This isn't going to happen again. You can't get 3 top 5 picks anymore with the new lottery
That's
rules.
right. That's right. Also,
so that goes back to you have to hit on them, but also how tanking worked out and how tanking changed everything for San Antonio and the luck factor.
I think from a betting perspective, what we're watching right now in the NBA in terms of futures, it's great because for our entire lifetime, 2 teams or 3 teams had a chance to win. And that was it. Now,
8 teams, 8 years, 8 different champions we're going to have.
There you go.
But this one we haven't seen either. 65-1 before the season.
Yeah, the Pacers were last year.
Yeah, right.
Just to get there, they didn't win.
Yes, right. And Golden State was 28-1 the first year they got it with Curry.
Yeah, that's right.
But we haven't even had a repeat conference champion since 2019. That's saying something as well.
Yeah.
Just as what we want to see. You're right. So you got the glory days where you had the Warriors against LeBron in that run that we had, or LeBron against anybody coming out of the West.
Mm-hmm.
But this thing's fantastic. Championship season's here. VSiN Pro can help you bet smarter. For a limited time, lock in the price for the football special, just $175. Brown of the Patriots. The Garrett news. The Giants signed a bunch of guys. Coverage for the NBA Finals, Stanley Cup Final, Belmont, MLB. Early access to the NFL betting guide coming soon, June 22nd. We'll attack win totals, division races as well. Every best bet, every host, every guest. The AI-powered prop projections and the betting splits. VSiN.com/subscribe. Head there now. Early bird special. VSiN.com/subscribe for the finals.
I have so much fun betting the most wins in a month for Major League Baseball. It's my favorite way to bet the entire sport. 2 for 2 so far this year. Chris Bellman on the program next, as he does at the beginning of every single month, to give us his thoughts and projections for the most wins coming up this month next here on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
I don't think the Eagles are in play. The Rams are the team I heard is interested. I'm not going to lie. I just had somebody tell me, Chris, if you can believe this, they showed me a text that said the deal has been done for a while.
With the Rams?
I don't know. It didn't say with who. It's speculation running rampant.
What a morning. There you go. That was on ESPN Cleveland, and we head out now to the Progressive guest line. Tony Rizzo joins the program now. My God, can you expand on this? Thanks for the time, buddy. I hope you're doing well. The deal had been done for a long time before today's news?
Well, here's the deal. Thanks for having me on, guys. First of all, kudos to Myles Garrett because he went about this the right way. Nicole Lynn, his Clutch Sports, is his agent. Last year, he went on Radio Row and said, I want to be traded. And the Browns said, pound salt. This year, they worked behind the scenes. Now, the only team they had were the Rams. The Eagles traded for Gernard on draft deal. So they had the Rams, and the Rams did not want to give up Jared Verse. was the key to this deal. When the Browns didn't draft an edge rusher, guys, on draft night, everybody said, well, Miles is here at least to start the season. Lo and behold, they threw in verse, 25 years old. He's a former defensive rookie of the year, two-time Pro Bowler. He's a good player. Not Myles Garrett, but he's a good player. That was the key to this deal. So they're going to sell it this way. 2 1s, a 2, and a 3. Versus a 1, next year's 1, the 28, whatever, 2 years down the road, 2 and a 3. Those are assets the Browns now can go into the draft with. The Browns are dead set on drafting a quarterback in this quote-unquote quarterback-rich draft. I've been hearing that for the last 2 years. I think Mendoza was the only guy worth it this year. But we'll see. That's what this deal was about. Kudos to the Rams. They're going all in. And I heard you talking about draft night and taking Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
Peter Schrager said, and I believe him, he said the Rams told Stafford, sit tight. We're going to get you one of the biggest presents you've ever had, and that was the Defensive Player of the Year. And that's why they took that kid where they did on draft night in the first round.
When did you have this information?
Last night it started, and I called BS because I've heard it. But guys, they made a move to his contract a while ago that signaled this could be possible. Yes. And the Browns, go back and find me the sound where the Browns say we're not trading Myles Garrett this year. They said that last year. They didn't say it this year. They were very careful with their words.
Good observation. If I told the Browns right now, you can finish 3-14 this year and have the number 1 overall pick in the draft, would they sign up this second?
Probably, Mitch. Probably. They don't believe in Sanders, and Watson they're just trying to get whatever they can out of him. As far as Myles goes, guys, Myles Garrett on the Rams makes him the favorite to win the Super Bowl. Myles Garrett on the Browns got him 5-12 last year.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's true.
Until you find the quarterback, Myles Garrett's a completely different player on the Rams than he is on the Browns.
No, I remember I was watching.
And by the way, he wanted out of here. The guy wanted out of here. Come on, he didn't want to be here. And Monken tipped it off. How about this? So right before the trade was announced, they asked Monken, "Are you assured Myles Garrett is coming to mandatory minicamp next week?" And Todd Monken goes, "I'm not assured of anything." And that's the alarm bell.
Very good. So you start the Archie Manning talk, but I mean, this motley crew, this ugly list: Manziel, Whedon, Sanders, Quinn, Couch. They can never get it right. Are they going to get it right? You need a star quarterback and a guy who's going to be around for 10 years.
Guys, we don't have a lot of faith, but the last 2 years, Andrew Berry's done pretty good at the draft. After 7 years, maybe he's figured it out. They have some good young talent. That's their path to build. They want to build through the draft. The problem is, as a Browns fan, you got to hate this. I'm trading one of the best players, if not the best player in football, to a team that's trying to win a Super Bowl, and I'm building for the future. That sucks.
Well, overall, what is your opinion of the trade, like long term, and then what is the reaction that you're hearing from people inside the NFL?
Barely enough. In my mind.
Barely enough. Huh?
First is a good, barely enough. 2 1s, a 2 and a 3, barely enough. They had 2 1s for Max Crosby. Hey, come on, man. Myles Garrett is 10 times better than that. For what you're giving up, I think it's barely enough. Now, you got to hit. Guys, if you don't get your quarterback, none of this is worth anything.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
This is a move for the Browns next year. There's said to be 4 or 5 kids that can play. I doubt they'll get the first pick. The Jets are going to stink and have 3 number 1 picks. By the way, let those sweepstakes begin. The Browns and Jets are tanking for a quarterback next year. That's what's going on.
Well, so Paulie brought this up in the first segment. One look that he would have would be Rams' most wins. I'll flip it and go, do we want to get involved with Browns' most losses?
Our analyst, Tony Grossi, said without Myles Garrett, the Browns might have won 1 game last year. I think it's going to cost you a few. Jared Verse is a good player. I don't know. You got a new DC. Schwartz is gone.
Yeah.
Guys, new offense, new defense. What are they, 6.5? Oh, God. Good luck. I don't know.
Yeah.
I go under right now.
I know. I
go under right now.
I watched you the day after the home game against the Steelers. You've never seen something like that where they were so afraid of him and they didn't want him to get the record that they ruined what they did offensively, and the Browns won the game because he was so intimidating and they were so concerned about let's not get him a sack.
Guys, I heard you, and I agree, Mitch, you bet. Rams didn't have pass rush, but I'm telling you, they got one now. That guy affects every play. He was held. I've never seen anything like it, truly. If you watched every play on defense, which I did last year and every year, if you watch every play, you could call holding on every play for Myles Garrett. He's a hell of a player, still in his prime. By the way, he'll love L.A. He wanted out of Cleveland. Don't forget. Again, this is good work by Myles and Clutch Sports. They wanted out, and they didn't say anything, and they got out. Behind the scenes, they must have really been hammering the Browns for the Browns to make this move. When Todd Monken took the job, he said, I came here because of players like Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward. And a couple weeks later, he said, no, I haven't heard from Myles Garrett. One-word answer. Somebody goes, have you heard from Myles Garrett? He goes, no.
Yeah.
And then today he goes, I'm not assured of anything. So something changed from January to today.
Okay, this is available at numerous spots. It was as low as $1.70. Are you adamant Watson starts week 1?
I would bet on that.
Okay.
You got to stay healthy. You know, guys, the guy's been injured a lot. I mean, people just, you know, he ran a lot. He got injured. He took a bunch of hits. Has that changed? I don't know. I have to see it. But right now he's ahead of Sanders. They don't see Sanders. They haven't committed anything to Shedeur. They're treating him like a 5th-round pick.
Every player included in this, quarterbacks as well. Myles Garrett is a top what player in the league?
Oh, he's got to be top 5. I know he's not a quarterback, but guys, he affects. You're going to see a lot more of him now because he's playing for the Rams. How about Myles Garrett? He's going to the Rams, man. He's going to a major market. He's going to the Rams, a Super Bowl contender. He's got to be happy right now.
Yeah.
That guy's not going to. He plays every play, man. Every play.
Yeah, for some reason we can't have that discussion in this country about a non-quarterback being the best player in the league, but I would also present to you Ray Lewis and also go back to the 80s. I mean, Lawrence Taylor was arguably like the best player of all time. I mean, that's what the dude did, and he would disrupt everything. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if he does what the Rams think he's going to do, we'll be having that discussion.
Yeah.
Because he'll be on a team that makes a difference. He's been, you know, in Cleveland, come on. I mean, you know, even though he set the sack record, it wasn't even a big deal. He's in New York. Would you imagine?
True. That's true.
Imagine what that would have been?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
What do your listeners
They'd
say?
have given him up down the parade of the champions over there. They'd have given him a float.
Yes. What do your listeners say about the Cavs just running it back after getting swept?
Oh, man. I can't believe it. Guys, I'm in shock. What's going to change?
Nothing.
What's going to change? I mean, I don't. Like, you know, the guys, their attitude, where were the guys that played Game 7 against the Pistons? They looked like, now, I know it was a different opponent, but the Knicks are, I don't know. They're good. I give them a chance. I do. But where was Mobley and Allen the way they played in Game 7? They lost that lead in Game 1, and it looks like they let go of the rope. That's unacceptable in this town. You can get beat in the 9th inning with 2 outs in a Game 7 of the World Series. You can give up a 98-yard drive with 5 minutes left to go to the Super Bowl. You can't quit. You can't do that here.
Yeah.
They did.
I'll tell you this. One of the first reports I saw after the Thunder lost, they have no interest in Giannis, but they do have a lot of interest in Evan Mobley. What are we doing here? Why would they trade for him?
They liked him coming out of the draft, Mitch. Go back and look it up. Their GM liked him a lot. And somehow they didn't get him. And I'm sure the Cavs are going to have all the discussions, but right now their message to us is we're planning on running it back. And the Harden thing, real quick, is because they made a wink deal when they acquired him that he gets another year.
Yep. All right.
Yes, they did.
God bless, buddy. Thank you for the time. We appreciate that.
Thanks, boys. Always.
All right.
Tony Rizzo,
Good job.
ESPN Cleveland, had the news before anybody else today. Myles Garrett to the Rams. Unreal. Win, lose up next. The Carolina Hurricanes became the first team since 1983 to pull this off. Incredible detail from Paulie coming up next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Want to pass this along as well. Haven't bet it yet. Might be worth a look. Freddie Freeman in his career 10 of 17
Whew.
against Eduardo Rodriguez. Only one home run, but that's a .588 average, obviously high slug. Matt Vasgersian passed along that message earlier today. Probably worth a look tonight with how he has done against Rodriguez in his career,
Yep.
specifically over the recent at-bats.
That was great Friday how it worked out, and I'm glad we mentioned it because Bush and Suzuki
Yeah.
both had, I think they both started 3 for 3 in that game.
All right, so this is what it sounded like earlier today when the news broke. Myles Garrett got traded from the Cleveland Browns to the Los Angeles Rams, and at the time, Prop Points was on here on VSiN, and this is Jeff Erickson and Nick Whalen reacting to the news in real time.
I did just get an alert from Ian Rappaport on my phone. The Cleveland Browns are finalizing a trade for Myles Garrett to the LA Rams.
Oh, it happened.
The rumors were true.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
So,
oh, man.
Rappaport is saying Cleveland
I'm surprised
will
to
send
see
Garrett
that
to
there.
LA in exchange for Jared Verse, a first-rounder, and more. Wow.
I'm stunned that this actually happened a year after when they're like, oh, we're not going to trade you. No way are we going to trade you. They do it this year. I mean, the first round pick, what sort of value does that have coming from the Rams when you know it's especially they're all in to go for it this year? It makes the Ty Simpson pick even stranger in a way that, when this is clearly an all in year, you trade away Jared Verse. I mean, Garrett is amazing, but my goodness, that is bonkers. Just out of thing. Nick, we were on watch today for AJ Brown, and instead it ends up being Myles Garrett.
All very true.
Yep.
And that was one of my first thoughts as well, what Jeff said.
Could have grabbed the wide receiver in the first round.
Oh, man, the pick of Ty Simpson in the first round.
Yep.
You got to be kidding me, guys.
Which the A.J. Brown news came out finally that he's now a Patriot.
Yep, it's official.
And New England had to give up a first-round pick to get him.
Now, what do you think of that?
But that's a lot. That's from a guy who can be a head case and a malcontent. I think it's a great fit for the Patriots, but if it goes sideways for a guy who you're not happy if he doesn't eat, that's a lot to give up, but it's great for May, and now you have Dobbs to go with Brown. But here, like we had Tony Rizzo on, who broke the story on his show this morning, ESPN Cleveland, saying, did they get enough? Just about right? A first and 27, a second and 28, and a third and 29. And Verse, what they get. Is it the Verse from 2 years ago? That's the thing.
It has to be him.
No, game wrecker, I know.
Right, exactly right. And again, because that was one of the biggest question marks I had for the Rams moving forward last year as the season was progressing. I'm like, guys, I mean, you spent a lot of draft capital recently on guys like Verse and others to match him on the defensive line. Like, I'm watching these games and you're getting no pressure on the opposing quarterback. And as you said, Paulie, they got into shootouts every single time against the Seahawks. They couldn't get a stop to save their lives. So it's like there's no pass rush. What happened to Verse and company? So is that the new norm, or does he go to Cleveland now? Which, by the way, great point by Tony Rizzo when he was on. There's a new defensive coordinator there as well. No Schwartz. That was the one staple for the team over the years, was like, hey, really good defense, man. Led by Myles Garrett, but also like Schlesinger won the Rookie of the Year last year as well at linebacker. The Rams are completely unbettable at this number. Now some books have moved all the way down to like 5-1 for the Super Bowl and in the 3-1 range to win the West. Even though now they have the defending MVP, they have Puka Nacua, who, if he doesn't get hurt last year, may have very easily won Offensive Player of the Year. A lot of people will tell you that McVay's an elite football coach, and now you have the best defensive player in the league, along with other really good parts.
I think the bet to be made is most wins, 7-1, for the value. Or like Whalen said, to win the division at plus 105.
Yeah, that's not bad.
You could do that too. The flip side, Tony Rizzo, his tag team partner and colleague Tony Grossi, says if they didn't have Garrett last year, they win one game. They're going to win 7 games now?
How?
They're 6.5 under minus 140. Now, I would like it more if it's Sanders. Not that I expect much out of Watson. But how long does Watson go? And Rizzo expects Watson to be the guy week 1 to start. But between that and the lack of weapons, and now you take that piece away, and not to mention, let's start the tanking. Tank for Arch and all these great quarterbacks next year. But this is, I can't, in that division, they're going to win 7 games? Watson was terrible last time we saw him.
So when more books offer alternate win totals as the summer moves along here, I mean, Paul, forget about 6.5. I mean, We're talking about under 6, under 5.5, under 5. They're 11-1. They're the fifth
11 to
team
1,
on
yeah.
the board
That shows you
for the fewest wins.
the kind of trash we're talking about. Yeah.
Well, hold on.
Raiders will be much improved, but bad division, I know. Jets, Gino's going to take us to the promised land.
Yeah, sure.
Jets, what does that say about Arizona and Miami? Plus 240 and 4-1. Oh,
Do we really think that the Raiders they have a smaller number than the Browns for fewest wins? Now, again, today's June 1st, but if the Raiders played the Browns tomorrow, the Raiders would be a small dog to the Browns. It's not necessarily tied in here, but I mean,
I would take the Raiders in that game.
so would I.
Yeah.
There's no question they have more talent. And I'll say a better guy at head coach in year 1.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I did not like the Monken hire.
Browns 11-1 fewest wins. Man, it's not awful.
Do you know who's the next team is?
After the Browns?
Yeah. Atlanta.
I saw that. Why is that? Atlanta might win that division.
I think so too.
What was it, like 14-1?
Yeah, they're correct.
Yeah. No, come on, Atlanta's better than that.
Tennessee's 17. I know. That's strange. How they closed. Still won 8 or 9 games with Captain Kirk.
Yeah. That was just humongous news, though.
Yes.
And
it was great.
They have to be the highest power rated team in the league. Like, I get it. They need to be the short shot to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, yeah. But it's to your point what you said, though. And I know it was a great story and he won a Super Bowl, but they couldn't get a stop against Sam Darnold in the 2 games in Seattle.
Yep. Now that's
you got to fix the special teams too. That also got them. But
for sure,
to drop for Stafford to play like that and come away empty both times, it's got to be sickening.
Well, here's what we definitely know: like, that dude is an elite coach, McDonald. He's been in 2 years in Seattle, just been absolutely phenomenal. Do we trust Darnold to have this is who he is now? Are we there?
Well, you lose Kubiak. That's big.
It certainly can be, but he also has look at what he helped turn JSN into.
Right. That's something to monitor though and watch.
I think
I saw it with my own eyes. I couldn't believe it. Randy Moss came in as a rookie, and they set the points record, went 15-1, and they were unstoppable. Oh, I can coach this team. Brian Billick left and took the Ravens job, and it was a disaster.
Yeah, true.
Ray Sherman took over. It was terrible.
Yeah.
And also Randall Cunningham got benched, and they had to go to Jeff George. But that's easier said than done that, we'll just throw it to JSN all the time, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
Well, you got to be able to draw it up as well.
Yeah.
Could be a huge loss.
Yep.
But that's what I think is the best way to attack it, which is 7-1 most wins. Everything, 1 seed is short, division's very short, and then 5-1 to win the Super Bowl at the Westgate.
Let me point this out. This is at least the second or third time I've seen this now. Colin Murphy on X. If there's ever going to be a reason for Aaron Donald to come out of retirement, ... I thought he could have last year when they were making that run. But
yeah,
my God, if this guy ever wanted to say, hey, hold on a second here, I got some playing time left in me.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yep. Sports calendar never stops. You know it. Sharp Plays covers it all. Winning for 15 straight years. When they moves, the books take notice. Advanced AI, trusted insider intel. They find the value before the numbers shift. The daily Mr. Poison tweets. Also reaching out to bettors and sources worldwide. Over 500 sources across all sports and sending that info to subscribers in real time. Alerts directly from the pros. AI picks have been fantastic as well. SharpPlays.com. Start winning with them. SharpPlays.com.
Great job by Lou Finocchiaro with us last week, by the way. He gave out a bomb on Oklahoma to win their regional. They just walked off Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech was, the number 2 team in the country? Oklahoma 9-1 to win a regional, 14-1 to make the College World Series.
How about UCLA? How can you explain UCLA?
Good luck.
They hadn't lost the series all year, and they can't beat St. Mary's.
Yep. I did ask Paul Bovey.
Yeah.
Since he came on the air with us, this is off the air. I said, "Where do you rate Brunson all time for a Nick?" He said, "Right up there with Bernard King, Frazier, then Ewing." Bernard King gets lost in history.
Yeah, I saw one list where he was down the pecking order.
Bernard King?
Yeah. It was Frazier, Reed, and Ewing. I think Brunson's got to be number 3. And he becomes I think he's number 1 if they win a title.
Yeah, probably.
And end the drought. Remember how bad they were? Terrible. They were a joke. They were an embarrassment. They signed him. Everything changed.
I know. Stay tuned. Following us, it's VSiN Primetime. Matt Humans, Dustin Sweetelson tonight. They're going to go behind the counter with DraftKings' Johnny Avello. Tomorrow morning, get your betting day started. VSiN by the book, 7 a.m. Eastern, followed by a numbers game with Gil Alexander at 10 a.m. Best of luck tonight.